Okay.
Rail transport was also tested. A container.
We'll start over. This clip just shows it's a canister that would be prepared to store carry nuclear waste.
Rail transport was also tested. A container was placed on a specially designed train and crashed into an immovable concrete wall at 80 miles per hour. The next test simulated a stalled truck at a railroad crossing. A 120-ton locomotive was sent down the rails. The destructive force of the impact was staggering, but in both train simulations, the container withstood the test.
These type of scenes often put fear in the public's heart. We have this image of nuclear that is this big mushroom cloud. It's radiation, it's death everywhere, people melting. But in reality, nuclear is safe. It's very safe. Jim Jackson, from Los Alamos Labs in New Mexico, he came and visited BYU and told us a little about nuclear, and he stated that he received more radiation in his airplane ride over to BYU than he'd ever received working at a nuclear reactor facility for 11 years. Nuclear is very safe, it's well monitored, well protected. They watch out for us. The problem is the waste. Where is this nuclear waste going to go and how is it being stored? Right now it's just being stored on site and it's not a permanent storage. Something needs to happen, something needs to be done. This December when I graduate, I'm actually going to be going up to Bechtel Bettis up in Idaho and working up there preparing nuclear waste from the Navy to store that for permanent storage. Nuclear waste needs to be properly stored, and it should actually happen at the Skull Valley Goshu Indian Reservation here in Utah. The reasons is because it's safe and clean, it's in a perfect environment, and today I'm going to talk to you a little about these reasons and also then about the future of permanent and the storage today. At Skull Valley Goshu Indian Reservation, it's located about 45 miles west here of Provo. They have teamed up with private fuel storage, a coalition of eight energy companies back east to store nuclear waste. This waste needs to go somewhere. Right now it's just on site. What they have proposed is an area out there. It's 820 acres. 100 acres of that would be set aside to store this nuclear waste. They would store that in 10 metric ton canisters made out of reinforced concrete. There would be about 4,000 of these canisters, so they'd be a hold of about 40,000 metric tons of nuclear waste. They would store these on top of a 3-foot slab of reinforced concrete to be able to monitor that better. And the capacity of that would be able to accommodate all the nuclear waste the United States has at this time. And so they would prepare that for permanent storage, or for storage for right now. Another reason why it's such a great facility is because of the location. Hannah Wolfson of the Associated Press reported in an article that the other areas around this facility are contained of hazardous waste. Some of those contain the Dugway Proving Grounds, which has the fighter pilots. They're going over and they're shooting off the biological and chemical weapons. They also have the Deseret Chemical Depot, which has the Army stockpile of nerve gas. They also have a magnesium plant out there, which is one of the nation's, and used to be the nation's top air polluter. They also have EnviroCare of Utah, which actually already holds low radiation waste, and they also want to hold high level radioactive waste. And so right out there, right now, it is already almost like a dump, and this would be the perfect place to store this waste. It actually is also very safe. As we've seen in this video, these canisters are prepared to hold this waste. They're prepared for the worst conditions possible. There are F-16 fighter jets that fly over that area every day, and they're being prepared to be able to withstand any crashes. Also, they're prepared to be up above ground, and so if anything happens, they'll be able to monitor and take care of that situation. Richard Wilson, who is a physics professor in Harvard, and also the spokesperson for Scientists for Secure Waste Storage, stated that there's less risk of working out there and storing the waste out there than actually living in Salt Lake City because of all the pollution in Salt Lake City, the particulates that are in the air. The future of nuclear waste is actually not supposed to be for Utah or on site. It's supposed to be Yucca Mountain. I don't know if you guys have heard of Yucca Mountain, but Congress is trying to, well, several people are trying to get Congress to pass that for a permanent storage site. There's a lot of holds right now. They're not probably going to be able to pass that for a while. And so Utah is the best opportunity and the best choice for right now to store that. As a people, as us today, we need to make a decision. We need to start learning more about nuclear waste, about how safe nuclear is, how much radiation we actually receive today. We receive radiation from everything: bricks, cement, airplane rides. The question is, what kind of damage can it do to us? And then we gotta let our government officials know. We let them know that we want a safer tomorrow, we want a safe America, and that we want a permanent storage site where this nuclear waste will be stored properly, which will be at the Goshen Indian Reservation. We need to let our government officials know here in Utah that this is the decision we want, because we do want a safer Utah. Thank you very much.